Hi, my name is Claudy, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I thought I'd do a little Q&A. I asked on my Instagram some questions that you'd like me to answer, and these are the ones that you sent through. So the first question is, how did you become a full-time content creator? So I did a whole video on this, but in short, I went to uni, did a film and photography degree, and wanted to go into the film industry, but I didn't want to work for free, which is basically the only way you can get into the film industry. And I also couldn't afford to stay in London and not work while waiting for opportunities, if that makes sense. So I went and worked at school, thought I wanted to be a teacher, didn't want to be a teacher, basically fell into marketing, fell into content creation and social media marketing, and then got a job in-house as a content creator, and then worked for an agency, and now I'm self-employed and I love it, and it's my favourite job in the whole world. What does a typical work day look like for you? So I'd say that I have like two sort of typical work days. I'm either out filming or on a shoot, or I'm at home editing or doing admin. So my days at home are kind of boring. Like, I never film them because they're kind of, I'm just sat at my computer like tapping away, like editing. Or if I'm filming, usually in London or on location somewhere, and those days are a bit more interesting, so I do tend to film them. But yeah, they're usually pretty long days, and literally could be doing anything. I filmed at an airport before, I filmed in a farm before, or like at a restaurant or a trade show or something. So that day looks completely different depending on the client and depending on what I'm filming on that day. But a few weeks ago I was at the National Burger Awards, which I didn't even know were a thing, and they are. So that was a pretty fun day. The next question is, how do you get clients? So most of my clients come through word of mouth, which I'm really, really lucky. I don't do a whole ton of outreach. I saw a girl on TikTok talking about how her goal, I think she was applying for jobs, and she made her goal, instead of like to get the job, or I think maybe she was a freelancer. Either way, she made it her goal to get like 100 rejections rather than 100 like exceptions. And so I kind of reframed it with like, I'm just going to reach out to my dream clients, and make my goal be 100 rejections. I've got 5 so far. But then also I've had a few people that are actually interested in my services. So, never say never. But then the other way I get clients is through networking. So there's 3 main networks that I use, or 3 main networks that I'm a part of. So I've got the Creative Collective, which is £99 a year. That one's mostly for creative individuals, so videographers, photographers, voiceover artists, graphic designers, that kind of thing. The next one I'm part of is the Halt. That is for every kind of business owner, and that one's £65 a month. But with that, you get a lot of masterclasses. It's really good value for money in terms of like support you get. And they do regular meetups and things, which I think is really important. And Only as well I'm part of. That one's a bit more regional specific, so it's more kind of for local businesses, but again, that's for every business owner. All 3 are online, and Only is £45 a month. But all 3 are online networking, and I way prefer online networking, just because it saves me so much time rather than like driving half an hour somewhere, spending 2 hours there, and then driving half an hour home. I can just pop online for an hour or 2 hours, and then it just makes the most of my time. So yeah, they're like 3 that are my favourite. The next question is, what camera/editing apps do you use? So in terms of cameras, I've got a few different ones that I like to use. So I'm currently filming on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I know the Osmo Pocket 4 has just come out, but I am trying to refrain from buying it because it's rumoured that there's going to be a pro version that comes out in the summer, and I'm really hoping that it's got a better zoom on it. That's the one thing I really don't like about the Osmo Pocket, is the zoom is terrible. But other than that, really handy, really good gimbal, really high quality camera. The Osmo Pocket 4 looks fantastic, and yeah, I could be tempted. I also have a DJI Osmo 360 camera, which I use for more kind of filming, more outdoors. It's waterproof, so that's really handy. Yeah, I use it a lot for my vlogs as well because it's super wide angle. So if I'm in the car or if I'm filming POV stuff, I've got a chest harness I can pop it on, and it's really handy for like filming stuff whilst I'm doing it. I use that a lot. I've also got a Nikon D3200, I think it is. It's super old, but the only time I actually get that out now is if I'm filming sports. So like if I film with a rugby club or a football club or something like that, it's a really good, like, got a really good zoom lens, so I can film from like a really long distance, and I don't have to get involved in like being in the game, which is really handy because I don't want to get a ball to the head. And then I also have a DJI Mini Pro 4 drone, which I use pretty much any outdoor shoot I do. I use that a lot. I use it also when I go camping, paddleboarding, all that stuff. I just really like, I think it's fun to fly. And I've also got a DJI Avata 360 coming this week, and I am so excited for that to come. I think it's going to absolutely change the game with my content. So yeah, stay tuned. Oh, in terms of editing apps as well, I switch between CapCut, DaVinci Resolve and the DJI Studio. I've only recently started using DJI Studio, but I was really struggling to edit the 360 footage. I didn't realise they had their own editing app. So yeah, I've been using that quite a bit recently, and I definitely will use it more with the Avata 360. So I'm very much looking forward to getting to know that a bit more. DaVinci Resolve is really, really good for colour grading. When I'm doing like client shoots, more cinematic shoots, I always use DaVinci. And yeah, it took a while to learn, and I am still learning, but I'm very much enjoying using that. And then CapCut is probably my go-to. It's quick. I can use it on my iPad, I can use it on my phone, I can use it on my laptop. And it's really good for like on-the-go editing. I use it a lot for my own videos, as well as client stuff, just because, yeah, it just syncs up, and I really like that. Why are you so pretty? Genetics. Thanks, Mum and Dad. Why do you love camping? I think there's like two parts to this question, because I see my camping as like, I do my like scouty camping, and then like my friends camping. So I like going camping with my friends because I think it's really grounding. I like spending time with my friends. It's nice to like see them for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. I think a lot of the time now, like especially as an adult, and you see your friends, it's like, shall we catch up for coffee? And then you're there for an hour, and you kind of just update each other on each other's lives, and then that's it, and then you don't really see each other. Whereas I feel like when you go camping, like you have a couple of days together, you can have those deep and meaningful conversations, and everyone feels relaxed because they're outside. It's really grounding, everyone's calm. Although last time we went camping, it was in Storm Dave, but again, a bonding experience that we'll never forget. But yeah, I just really like that feeling. And then with my scouting, I love taking the kids away because I think they change so much in like the few days that we're with them. Like you see their confidence grow within a couple of days, and that's just incredible to see. And like, you know, for some kids it's like the first time of being away from home, or the first time that they've tried like zip lining or something like that, and I get a huge buzz out of seeing them achieve things that they never thought they would achieve, or seeing them experience things that they wouldn't normally, especially because our scout group's in the city. You know, it's lovely to see the kids like be outside and be within nature, which is not an opportunity they get a lot. So yeah, I like that. And then with like jamboree stuff, I usually go as staff. Well, actually, I've never taken kids. I always go as staff, and I go with my best friends, and you know, we have just the best time ever. No one cares what you look like. No one cares, you know, what you're doing, what you look like. It's just brilliant. Like, you are basically a kid for 9 days. You know, we go on all these little side quests, and it's just a lot of fun. And I get a lot of joy out of like decorating my tent and, you know, making it all like fun. And yeah, I'm excited for the tent setup this year. I've just ordered some new bits, and I feel like it's going to be top tier. I don't think I've had a setup this good before. That's going to be good. Yeah, I'm heading to Wings in Windsor in July, so I'm very excited for that. And if you are also going to Wings, then I've got badges to swap. What's one thing you always take camping? Oh my god, what do I always take? A duvet. I've got a sleeping bag, but I am a duvet girl through and through. And actually, it was my birthday on Sunday, and I've just got some brand new bedding to take camping with me. I always feel like you should have a bit of fun with your camping like setup. I don't know. I've got a huge, like, it's a body pillow from Costco, and they had, well, I say annoyingly, they had these, like, the second time I went, they had, like, you know, white ones, beige ones, pink ones and stuff, and they were really, like, aesthetic and cute. I'd already been a couple of weeks before, and they had a Toy Story one and I think a bluey one. So obviously I bought the Toy Story one, but then I got it home and I was like, where do I put this in my house? So it didn't go in my house. It is now just a camping pillow, but it's very comfortable. So now, yeah, my in-laws bought me all brand new Toy Story bedding to match my Toy Story pillow. So that'll be cool. I just think you should have fun with it. I think my friend's got a SpongeBob one. My other friend's got a Thomas the Tank Engine one. Yeah, I think if you're going to have fun with you just got to have fun with your camping setup, right? Like, it's not about aesthetics. Like, who cares? What's your favourite place that you've travelled to? Oh, in the UK, definitely anywhere in Scotland. Like, the scenery, chef's kiss. It's just such a stunning place. Yeah, but then abroad, Hong Kong. Hong Kong has my heart. I don't know if it's because it's like the mountains, the beach, the city. I love that you can be by nature, but then also like in a bustling city. Yeah. I don't know if it's because of that or because I did my semester abroad there and I just have a lot of good memories there. But we went back last year and I took my partner and showed him around, and I was just like, yeah, he loved it too. And I think we might be going back. Which brings me to my next question. Where's next on your travel list? I mean, I might want to go Japan. I feel like everyone's in Japan at the moment, but even as a kid, I was like, I really want to go to Japan. Also, I'm a massive Pokemon fan. I just feel like Japan's the place to be. And then also, I'd like to go back to Hong Kong. It's just stunning. What advice would you give to your younger self? What advice would I give to my younger self? My dad used to always tell me that you're not better than anyone and that no one's better than you. And I think when I was growing up, I didn't really understand what that meant, and did think people were better than me. I never really thought I was better than anyone else, but I did think other people were better than me and that they deserved more than me. And, you know, and I wish I could tell my younger self that we're all equal and actually they're just people too. So, yeah, I wish I could tell my younger self that. And I also wish that I could tell my younger self that hurt people. I think that's a lesson I've learned, you know, later in life. And I think that if I could have understood why people weren't, you know, kind and nice to people and nice to me when I was young, then I would have had a bit more empathy for them and understood the reason they were acting the way they were. And I think that's something I've learned in the past couple of years, that, you know, just because people are mean, they might have stuff going on in their own lives. That sounds really silly, but I think it makes you understand the world a bit more, and rather than being angry at people because of the way they've treated you, you have empathy for how they're feeling on the inside, and that's got a bit deep. And the last question is, what will you be posting on your YouTube? Well, I really want to do a good mix of like vlogs, work vlogs, camping vlogs, but also I've got a Sims series coming. That might not be for everyone, but I have been playing a Sims challenge and I've got probably 20 hours of footage to edit, and I'm very excited. So I will probably be posting the first episode of that in the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of footage to go through, but I think it's going to be good and I think it's going to be funny. And yeah, I've got a couple of camping trips coming up, which I'll definitely be vlogging. And yeah, I think I've really enjoyed making YouTube videos. I think I'm a long form girl. I like yapping, and I think on TikTok it's really hard to do that because you have to, it's like get the hook in the first couple of seconds, and then, you know, give people a reason to stay, and you have to say things really quickly, whereas YouTube's a bit more chill, and if people want to watch, they want to watch, and if they don't, they don't, and that's okay. So yeah, if you would like to watch any of the upcoming, then please subscribe, but if you don't, that's okay too.
Thanks for watching. Bye.